topics that is known as point rating methods. So in case just note down the heading point rating methods, they will going to solve numerical.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So under point rating methods, try to uh, go to the basic of this particular method. A particular weightage is given from the company side for choosing a particular locations, and in that particular locations, the companies directly compare tangible cost versus intangible, or the cost should be compared in between tangible factor with intangible factors. So here if you see in case of point number one, the relative weight of a company assigned to each objective or to each location factors may be represented by a number of points. A perfect site would be received in case of each categories. Suppose, as you see in case of recent scenario, Tata has implemented a tea processing center near Gopalpur. So if you see the geographical or topography or geological factors as far as concerned with growing the tea industries, it is difficult for state like Odisha. But in case of this particular location, especially reference to maximize the opportunity in case of transportation as well as logistics facilities through national highway, through seaways, or in case of railways, they can establish their processing center near Gopalpur. So this is a one case study related to point rating method as far as concerned with Tata Group. Moving to next point, the significant in point rating method is that the relative importance of tangible cost, or you can say it is the direct expensional cost, which is directly compared with your intangible factors. So this is all about point rating methods. Moving to solve a particular examples, just note down these examples. Suppose the company have two number of location, that is location A and location B, and the company assigned the maximum possible point for different factor ratings. The first one is future availability of fuels, that is given 300. The next part is that the transportation flexibility and growth, that is given 200 from the company side. The third one is adequacy of water supply, that is 100. The labor availability, that is 250. The pollution regulation, that is 30. Site topography, that is 50. And living condition, that is given 150 from company side. As far as concerned with two number of location, that is location A and location B, they have got, that is 200 for the first case, that is 200 out of 300. The second point, they got around 150 out of 200. Similarly, in case of supply of water or water supply, they got 100 out of 100. In case of labor availability, location A got around 220 out of 250. Similarly, in case of pollution regulations, that is the location A got 20 out of 30. And in case of site topography, location A got 40 out of 50. And in case of living condition, that is 100 out of 150. Similarly, in case of location B, the points are given, that is 250, 150, 100, 200, 20, 30, 125. And the step in case of calculating the point rating method is that you just add the total point obtained by the location A. And similarly, in case of location B, you just add the total point is obtained by location B. So if you see, in case of location A got around 830 and location B got 875. So which is the best location for this particular project?
Location
Anyone?
B.
Sir, A.
Yes.
Location
B,
B.
sir.
Location B.
Location B
B,
is
B, sir.
exactly. Location B got maximum point, and that is why it is the best location for establish the plant for expansion of their existing business. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I advise all
Yes,
of
sir.
you just note down this whatever data is given in the table in case of point rating methods.
Done, sir.
I hope all of you
No,
finish.
sir. No,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to next one. The next topic is just a minute. That is break-even analysis. Only break-even analysis. So in case of break-even analysis in economic, business, or cost accounting, refer to the point in which the total cost and the total revenue are equals. I repeat, break-even point is the point in which the total cost and the total revenue are equals. The next important part is that break-even point analysis is used to determine the number of unit or revenue needed to cover the total cost, which include fixed cost and variable cost. So there is a question arise. Can you give some example of fixed cost? Anyone?
Sir, land.
Wages to labor.
Yes, Priyadasi, your answer is land. Okay. Yes, Sanya,
So
Sir,
wages to
capital.
labor.
wages to labor. Okay.
Sir,
Sambit, your
wages to
answer.
labor तो variable
That
होगा
is
sir.
variable. That is not fixed
Yes,
cost.
sir. And capital.
Capital investment. Okay. Any
Sir,
example related to fixed
furniture.
cost?
Yes, sir. Furniture, fixtures, and all the other
Okay.
equipment.
Cost of
So
infrastructure,
plant and
cost of,
machinery.
yes, plant and machinery, these are under the fixed cost. And what are the variable cost? Can you give some example of variable cost? Rojalin Patnaik, are you there?
Sir, wages.
Yes, sir.
Can you provide some
Sir,
example of variable cost?
sir, compensation, wages,
Yes.
salary.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes,
share.
Priti Osofa.
So labor cost.
Okay, labor cost, these are, even if your utility cost is also included in case of
Sir,
variable cost.
companies using electricity
That is
and
utility. Yes, yes.
yes, sir.
So
Okay, so
commission.
yes, yes. These are under, that means if you go for analysis in case of a break-even point, it is used to determine the number of unit or revenue needed to cover the total cost. In case of total cost, it is include fixed cost. In case of machinery, in case of land, in case of infrastructures, these are under fixed cost. In case of variable cost, the wages, the labor cost, even if in case of your utility costs are under variable cost. Moving to next part, the break-even analysis is a financial tool which help to determine at what stage your company or a new service or product will be profitable. So these are basically used in case of initiation of new product or product mix in case of market scenario. Whenever the company is going to test a particular product in the market, they must go for break-even analysis. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will give a small example in case of Mahindra and Mahindra. Before launching the Indian fast sports utility vehicle in the form of Scorpio, the companies initiated to launch Mahindra Bolero. After success of Mahindra Bolero, the company is ready to launch the fast SUV in case of Scorpio, and it is the biggest success from the company side. They must go for. Uh, they they have always done the break-even analysis as far as concerned with the total cost, uh, which is equal to the revenue, and in that cost your fixed and variable costs are. So this is a small case or example in case of break even analysis. Moving to next one, I will advise all of you just note down the formula. So here the formula is the break even point in case of unit that equals to fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per units. And other formula is the break even point equals to fixed cost minus contribution per unit, sorry, divided by contribution per unit. And the last one, the break even point equals to fixed cost divided by PV ratio. Just note down. So PV ratio stand for what?
Profit volume ratio.
Exactly, profit volume ratio.
Sir, contribution by sales, na? PV ratio.
Is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So can you provide when break-even analysis is used? Can you provide some point when break-even analysis point is used? Anyone?
Sir, business revenue and expenses are equal in a point.
Okay.
We should start analyzing the break-even point.
Okay. Anything else? Rakesh Marana?
Sir, when a company launch a new product or services.
Okay. Introduction of new product in the market. Okay. Pratyas, any point?
Yes, sir. Same to Rakesh. New product launch.
Do not tell like that. Same to the Rakesh. This is not the appropriate answer. You can
Sorry,
repeat
sir.
the same sentence. Clear. Try to avoid those type of answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So the next point is that just note down this 3 point. When the break-even analysis is used, the first is starting a new business, creating a new product, and changing the business model. These are the basics point where break-even analysis is used from the company side. I repeat, starting a new business, creating a new product, changing the business model. For these three factors, you can use break-even analysis. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to next ones. So here the examples. Number one, Colin is the managerial account in charge of a company A, which sells water bottles. He previously determined the fixed cost of company A consists of property taxes, a lease, and executive salary, which added up to rupees 1 lakhs. The variable cost associated with the producing one water bottle is rupees 2 per unit. The water bottle is sold at a premium price of rupees 12. To determine the break-even point, company A premium water bottles, or you have to calculate the break-even point of company A premium water bottle. Just note down the problem statement. Then after you going to solve this one. I repeat, Colin is the managerial accountant of in charge. Sorry, account in charge of company A. Which sells water bottles. He previously determined the fixed cost of company A. That is, just a minute. Company A consists of property taxes. The next important thing is lease and executive salary, which added up to rupees 1 lakhs. The variable cost associated with producing one water bottle is rupees 2 per unit. The water bottle is sold at a premium price of rupees 12. Calculate the break-even point of company A premium water bottle. So this is your problem statement. Just note down the problem statement. Then after you use this above formula to calculate the break-even point. So this type of question will be appear in case of long question as well as in case of 6 months questions.
Sir, 10,000.
Okay, that's correct. Priyanka Banti, what is your answer? Pratyush Parida, are you solving? Priti Ranjan Biswal,
Yes, sir. Solving, sir.
okay. Robin Kumar,
Sir, 10,000.
yes, yes, that is correct. Rakesh Kumar Behra,
Yes, sir.
what is your answer?
10,000.
10,000. Real Chatwai, no response. Ritika Manti, yes. Moving to the solution part, if you go to the solutions, the contribution per unit that equals to selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Or in case of calculating your break-even point, in case of quantity, that is fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So here the contribution per unit that equals to selling price that is given 12 rupees, and the variable cost of water bottle that is given 2 rupees. And in case of fixed cost that is given rupees 1 lakhs. So here you can use the formula break-even point equals to fixed cost divided by contribution per unit that equals to 10,000. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Just
sir.
note down. Those who are solving, just note down. Yes, is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sivanijana, what is your answer?
Yes, sir.
What is your answer?
So 10,000.
Okay, fine. Shalini Patra? No response. Okay. Moving to next ones. So this is another one. Try to solve this one to calculate the break-even point. From the following particulars, calculate the break-even point in terms of sales values in units. And second one is number of units that must be sold to earn a profit of 90,000. So we have the particular in case of expenses, that is fixed factory overhead cost that equals to 60,000, fixed selling overhead cost that is rupees 12,000, variable manufacturing cost that is 12 rupees, variable selling cost per unit that is rupees 3, and selling price per unit that is given 24. Calculate the break even point in terms of sales value and in units. And the second part, you have to calculate the number of units that must be sold to earn a profit of rupees 90,000. First, note down the whatever data is given in the problem statement. Pritish Raut, are you solving?
Yes, sir. I'm writing this one.
Can you show your note? Just switch on your camera. Note only, not face. Okay, fine. Just switch off the camera. Yes, Samir Ranjan Karo, what is your answer for break-even point in terms of sales? Sakshi Agrawal.
Sir, solving.
Okay. कौन चेक करते हैं नला अधघंटा पर आसवे हाँ क्लास yes anyone Rojalyn Patnaik
Yes, sir. Solving, sir.
Sir, 80.
how much
Sir, ଆମର selling price ଟା ଯିବ 9 ନା 9 ହବ ଆଉ fixed cost ଟା ରହୁଛି 72,000.
72 fixed cost is that is 60,000 plus 12,000 that equals to 72,000 and variable cost is
So 8K variable cost 9 na
that
selling
is
price
9
per
years
unit টা 9 এটা 12 minus 3 हाँ
yes 12 minus 3 okay I will show the solutions you can see just
Sir,
a minute I will
8,000.
okay 8,000 that is correct you can see whatever data is given I'll just copy paste here is it visible properly
yes
Yes,
sir
sir.
okay you can see for calculating the break-even point, the formula is fixed cost divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per units. So we have variable cost that is already given variable manufacturing cost that is 12 rupees and variable selling cost per unit that is 3. 12 plus 3 that is 15. In case of fixed cost that is 60 plus 60,000 plus 12,000 that equals to 72,000 by applying the formula in case of break-even point, that is 72,000 minus what is the selling price? That is given 24. 24 minus 15 that equals to 8,000 units. In case of bit number 1, that is break-even point in case of sales values that equals to 8,000 into 24. That is the selling price that equals to 1,92,000. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then bit number 2, number of unit that must be sold to earn a profit of rupees 90,000. By applying this formula, that is fixed cost plus profit divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. Just note down the formula. I repeat, fixed cost plus profit divided by selling price per unit minus variable cost per unit. That equals to 72,000 and to get the profit of 90,000 divided by 24 that is the selling price minus your variable cost that equals to 18,000 units. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Just note down those who have not finished, just note down. Is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Moving to next one, try to solve another one. From the following particular, find out the break-even point, and the expenses are given. In case of variable cost per unit, that is rupees 15. The fixed cost is given 54,000 and selling price per unit given 20. The next is you have to calculate what should be the selling price per unit if the break-even point should be brought down to 6,000 units. I repeat, what should be the selling price per unit if the break-even point should be brought down to 6,000 units?
12K. Sorry, sir. Wait.
Your 6 marks will be directly reduced to 0. Submit.
No, sir. I
Exactly.
10,000.
10,000.
800.
Okay. Just anyone.
10,800.
That is the break-even point. Yes or no?
10,800, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. In case of calculating the what should be the selling price per unit if the break-even point is should uh, should be brought down to 6,000 units.
sir 24.
24. Okay. Anyone else? Shivani Jana, what is your answer? In case of break-even point.
Sir, solving.
Rosalind Patnaik,
Sir, 24, sir.
24.
Yes, sir.
What is the value of break-even point?
10,800.
10,800. Okay. Ritika Manti. Okay, go to the solution slide. You can see in case of contribution per unit, that is given selling price minus variable cost per unit, that is rupees 5. For calculating the break-even point, that is fixed expenses or fixed cost divided by contribution per unit, that is 54,000 divided by 5, that is 10,800 per unit. So if you go to the second bit, in case of calculating what should be the selling price per unit if the break-even point should be brought down to 6,000 units. In this case, you can use the previous formula, that is fixed expenses or fixed cost divided by contribution per unit. So here break-even point is given 6,000 and fixed cost or fixed expenses is given 54,000. So you have to calculate the contribution per unit, that equals to how much? Rupees 9. So in case of calculating the contribution, that is selling price minus variable cost, that equals to 9 equals to selling price minus 15, or you can calculate the value, or you can get the value of selling price, that equals to 24.
सर आमे इटा आउ को फॉर्मूला करि परिबानी कि खाली माने एई फॉर्मूला रे ही हबो कि
हाँ, you
सेकंड
can
बिट ता
use.
जो
हाँ.
फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट जदि आमे 54,000 नौचु सेलिंग प्राइस को x नै कि वेरिएबल कॉस्ट 15 आ एटा 6000 करले भी तो हबो
हाँ.
किंतु सेटा आंसर सर अलगा बारुची
ना ସେଥିରେ ହବନି, ଏଇ ଫର୍ମୁଲା ୟୁଜ କରିବ. You can use this formula.
ओके सर
Try to go to the problem statement. Whatever the problem statement given, you can use that kind of formula for solving the particular result. Is it clear?
यस सर
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So those who are solving, try to note down whatever solution is given in the slide. I repeat, for calculating the first one, that is in case of break-even point, you can use the formula that is fixed expenses divided by contribution per unit. The next important part is if the break-even point should be brought down to 6,000, that means break-even point is given 6,000 and you have to calculate the contribution per unit. In this case, you can use 6,000 equals to 54,000 divided by contribution per unit. If you're solving this one, you can get rupees 9. For calculating the selling price, you can use that is the contribution per unit that is given 9, that equals to selling price minus your variable cost that is given 15. So in this way, you can calculate selling price that equals to 24. Is it clear to all?
सर से आरो फॉर्मूला रे करले भी 24 ही आसुची
So if
माने
you use,
दीटा जाक फॉर्मूला करी हबो
हाँ, but it should be changed from you can say that is author to author and by book to book, and you can use as far as concerned with whatever the problem statement is given. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
yes sir
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Moving to next ones. This is the last numerical from break-even point. You can calculate this one from the following information is certain by how much value of sale must be increased by the company to break even. Here the sales price is given in rupees 3 lakhs, fixed cost is given rupees 1.5 lakhs and variable cost is given 2 lakhs. This is a 2-mark questions. I repeat the question from the following information is certain by how much the value of sale must be increased by the company to break even. Sales is given rupees 3 lakhs, fixed cost is given 1.5 lakhs and variable cost is given 2 lakhs. Calculate the break even point.
1.5.
1.5.
yes sir 1.5
Yes, sir. 1.5.
Okay, that is 1.5. That is the correct
Yes,
answer.
sir. 1.5.
Is it clear?
yes sir
Okay.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is the solutions in case of break-even point, especially reference to fixed cost into sales or sales minus variable cost. You can get the break-even point that is 4.5 lakhs. Hence, the sales is increased by the company to break even. That is 4.5 minus 3 lakhs. That is 1.5 lakhs. Is it clear?
एमटी केमती होला सर
So this is another type of it.
व्हाई सर फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट इनटू सेल्स क्यों हुआ
So this is another type of formula in case of break-even point. Just note down the formula. Yes. Is it clear, Rojalin?
सर कुछ डिफरेंस पता नहीं चल रहा है मतलब लास्ट वाले फॉर्मूला क्यों नहीं यूज हुआ
There are so many types of formula related to break-even point. As previously you are told that you can directly divide 6,000 divided by 15. So you can get 24 in case of selling price. So as far as concerned with the previous one, or you can use various type of formula in case of calculating the break-even point. So this is another version of break-even point formulas.
ओके सर
Okay. Don't be confused. There are various type of formulas used in case of accounts, in case of finance, in case of operations.
Sir, by the previous formula, we can solve it, na sir?
Yes, you can also solve it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
सर प्रीवियस
Yeah.
फार्मूला इंटर यूज ହେଇଛି सेटा क्वेश्चन रे ही अछि सेल्स केते इंक्रीज हबो तो इनटू सेल्स हला
प्रीवियस फॉर्मूला यूज करला बेलକୁ ତ ଆମର 1.5 ବାହାରୁଛି ନା ମୁଁ ସେଇଟା ହିଁ ପଚାରିଲି କି 3
In
lakhs
case
କାହିଁକି
ସେଇ 1.5 ବାହାରୁଛି ତାପରେ ସେଲ୍ସ ର डिफरेंस टा को हम इंक्रीज करियर अछि ना सेटा 1 लाख रहउची तो 1 लाख इनटू कर दउ हे 1.5 लाख.
Is it clear?
yes sir
Okay. So this is a small case studies, small homework for as far as concerned with break-even point. Just note down the data whatever given in the slide. Consider the following data of a company's sales is given rupees 40,000, fixed cost is given rupees 7,500, variable cost is given rupees 17,500. You have to calculate the following. First one is contributions, second one is profit, third one is break even point, and the fourth one is margin of safety. By using the following formula, that is contribution equals to sales minus total variable cost. In case of profit, the formula is contribution minus fixed cost. In case of break even point, that is fixed cost divided by PV ratio, profit volume ratio. In case of profit volume ratio, that is contribution divided by sales. And in case of margin of safety, that equals to profit divided by PV ratio. Just note down the formula for your homework.
Some margin of safety means?
Margin of safety means it is directly related to your, you can see, that is just a minute. That is the relation between your profit and PV ratios, profit and volume ratio. I repeat, the relationship between profit and profit and volume ratio, that is known as margin of safety. In case of your finance subject, or that is known as your basic of financial accounting, you have already gone through this margin of safeties. So this is the, you can say that is the principle of investing, in which an investor only purchase securities when the market price is significantly below. That is known as margin of safety. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I repeat, it's a principle of investing in which an investor is only purchase the securities when market price is significantly below. That is known as margin of safety. So this is basically used in case of financial market, especially reference to your equity shares or whenever you go for portfolio management. Is it finished? This part is finished?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Finished.
Okay. So this one for your homework. Moving to next ones. That is the next one is quantitative factor analysis. In case of quantitative factors analysis, the quantitative model are basically used to determine the location of facilities. So here three models should be considered. One is simple median model, simulation model, and linear programming model. As far as concerned with numerical, the simple median model is included in your syllabus. And in case of simulation model and in case of linear programming model, this is just eliminated from your module. So as far as concerned with simulation model, it is you can directly made a replica of an existing system to go for experimenting this particular virtual model to get the particular objective to implement new facility locations in a different areas or different geographical locations. Similarly, in case of linear programming models, this directly indicate the mathematical model, especially reference to linear programming in case of by using simplex method, by using various transportation model. Whenever you switch to one location to other locations for analyzing different factors, especially reference to your location facilities. So moving to the first ones, in case of simple median model, just note down the heading, simple median model. It is otherwise known as center of gravity methods. This method can be used to assist manager in balancing cost and service objectives. As I told in the last class that in case of establishing a firefighting unit in an existing plant, it should be balancing the various costs in case of internal transportations as well as providing the service to different department as well as sub department. तो एक कंपनी में मान लो फायर फाइटिंग डिपार्टमेंट इंस्टॉल करना है, the top authorities assign a particular team to establish a firefighting unit inside the plant. It is the role and responsibility of that project manager. They must consider, or they must balance the cost as well as in case of service objectives. In case of cost, the cost of different expenses, including case of project management, in case of facilities, in case of infrastructures, or in case of providing different equipments, especially reference to firefightings. And the service objective is that the firefighting department is placed in a such a way that it can be easily accessed from each and every department or each and every sub department levels. That is the concept behind center of gravity methods. In case of center of gravity method, take into account the location of plant or market, the volume of goods moved, the transportation cost is arriving at the best location for a single intermediate warehouse. So as you see, in case of, if you take this particular model, especially reference to centrally operated warehouse, for example, FCI godowns. So in case of FCI godown are located in a such a way that they can reduce the cost of transportations, and they can provide best locations in case of large volume of goods should be moved from one place to other place. Moving to next part, they also enable different intermediate warehouse. That means that large FCI godown are interconnected with sub godowns in a such a way that they can be minimize the transportation cost whenever they move a large volume of product, or you can say that large volume of crop, grains, or even if in case of commodities. The last point, the center of gravity is defined to be location that minimize the weighted distance between warehouse and its supply and its distribution point, where the distance is weighted by the number of tons of supply or consumes. So that is why if you see in case of privatized warehouse, especially reference to cold storage, these are very much need to place in a such a way that each and every part of city can be able and reduce the different distance as well as the cost of transportations, the cost of supply, the cost of distributions, and they also provide a number of tonnage of supplies which is directly or indirectly consumed by the customer point. This is all about single median model, or you can say that this is otherwise known as center of gravity methods. Moving to next part, just note down the formula. In case of center of gravity is determined by the formula, that is Cx equals to summation of dix into Wt divided by summation of Wt, and the another formula that is Cy, that is for y coordinate, that is summation of it is summation of diy into Wi divided by summation of Wi. Just note down the formula, where Cx stand for x coordinate of the center of gravity and Cy stand for y coordinate of center of gravity. Dix stand for x coordinate of location I, and diy stand for y coordinate of location I. Is it finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So next class we will continue to solve some example related to center of gravity or your simple median models. So try to solve that one in case of whatever I given in case of homework. Clear? So I just repeat that due to this neck accreditation work, in every sessions I have already lately joined. तो आगे भी थोड़ा लेटली ज्वाइन करूँगा, मतलब 5-10 मिनट लेट में ज्वाइन करूँगा. इट इज आई एम रेक्टिफाइंग फ्रॉम और क्लैरिफाइंग फ्रॉम माय साइड. सो एनी डाउट यू कैन आस्क एनीवन.
सर हमारा एग्जाम ऑनलाइन होगा या ऑफलाइन होगा?
अरे ऑनलाइन होगा बोला था ना उस दिन।
ओके
तो
सर,
सर
थैंक
कॉलेज
यू।
खोलने का चांसेस कोई भी नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है सर अभी?